The Green School is a project that embodies cultural change. It's about radically rethinking the way we educate children to deal with complex problems they will be facing. The precinct is an immersive environment with a single-minded focus on learning how to create the conditions for life to flourish, especially in a future digital world where the connections to the fundamentals of life, healthy soil, air, water, and biodiversity are going to become more and more important for humans than ever before. I'm Chris, and this is Tina, and we from GAS Architecture Studios in South Africa. And at GAS, we design experiences that grow and advance the collective. That's essentially the idea of Ubuntu. I am because we are. Ubuntu is about interconnectedness, the idea that a person's humanity is tied to the humanity of others. The philosophy encouraged treating others with kindness, compassion, and respect, especially in this polarized world. Our approach is one of human-centered design, putting the needs of the community at the center of the design process. Green School is located in a low-lying river valley, spatially defined by the surrounding mountains. Located just outside of the urban edge of Paarl, 45 minutes from Cape Town, and close to the main artery that links Cape Town to all the other metros in SA. At the moment, it has a very rural character, but it is on this peri-urban site and on an ever-expanding growth corridor. There's a need for densification of these peri-urban spaces, and it will become highly populated in spaces in the future. This project is about creating places where nature and humans can thrive together. The first school was started Green School was started by John Hardy, and these, as you can imagine, these buildings are very imaginative, made out of bamboo and completely waterless. And I went to visit Bali to understand the ideas behind the school. And one thing that John told me that stuck out was that he said that no creative thought can come out of a square building. It was very clear from the outset that we needed to explore new shapes and forms that can support this cultural change.
The school has been built on an 8-hectare site. Only 6% of the site has been covered with built fabric. The rest of it left over to the restoration of biodiversity. A big focus for us was the adaptive reuse, and as part of this, we transformed the existing farmhouses on site into a recycling centre, which is open to the community. The rest of the new buildings have been strategically placed on the site alongside a main primary route. The first building which will greet you is the admin building, and from there the Sankey building, which is a Balinese term for school hall, cafe and co-working space, which is also open to the community, and the heart of the school. From this main route, it branches off into secondary routes that lead you to the various classrooms, which includes the kindergarten, primary school, and middle school. The entire campus has been designed in accordance to the Living Building Challenge, which is a transformative design tool that really focuses on the creation of a thriving environment through the inclusion of regenerative design, making sure that the buildings or the campus would use less energy than it would generate, use less water than the site would naturally receive, increase the biodiversity and beauty on site, and the use of and access to plenty of natural light, fresh air, and a close connection to nature. The Living Building Challenge is also based on these 7 performance petals, and the big difference between the Living Building Challenge and other sustainability tools is the focus on health and happiness, beauty, and equity. Really asking the question, what does a living building look like, and what is the human experience?
So the Living Building Challenge is underpinned by biophilic design. Our health and happiness is dependent on our connection to nature. And biophilic design is just a device to enable us to create an immersive environment to enhance our connection to nature, and through that way, our health. Green School has radically changed the way learners experience their school and classrooms. The state of being while learning is as important as what is being learned. At the Green School, the building is secondary and recede into the landscape. Here's our landscape architect walking to the kindergarten, and it looks like he's walking through the felt. You can't see a pathway. We are making a case for the rewilding of our cities. The Green School in Paarl is uniquely connected to place, climate, and culture. Here we designed for hot summers, cold winters, high summer winds, and horizontal rain. Roofs are designed to create shade and harvest water. Thermal storage in walls and floors is a passive strategy to help us regulate indoor thermal quality. That's assisted by underfloor heating and cooling. All the buildings have been inspired by natural shapes and forms. Here the classrooms are like cells in a protective membrane. The kindergarten classrooms are clustered around an internal courtyard, connected by a covered walkway and surrounded by an embracing berm. In the primary school, these clusters separate into bigger spaces are created that are more permeable and more directly connected to the rest of the campus. The last addition to the campus is the middle school. Here those detached cells have evolved into sort of a new L-shaped building, and that's still arranged around an outdoor space. The bigger studio classes become more like co-working spaces.
To achieve the net energy positive requirement, the school has been fitted with a PV system which generates a total of 105% of the energy. The energy which is not being used by the school gets then pushed back into the local grid. Sustainable material usage forms a big part of the Living Building Challenge and was also one of the biggest challenges that we had to face as the professional team, mainly because of the complexities in terms of the sourcing of materials, in terms of the proximity of the site, the difficulty in terms of finding materials that do not contain any harmful chemicals or products, and then also not being in a position where we could specify all of the or any of the building materials already vetted and available on the declared platform. This required us to work closely with specialists and product developers to find alternatives and to pioneer new materials. Our entire Green School materiality journey led to cultural change in terms of the way buildings are being built and materials are being procured in South Africa. Our material palette mainly consisted out of natural hardwoods, stone that we gathered from the site, reeds that we harvested from the nearby Berg River and used as ceilings. We also treated it with a natural wax, which acts as a natural fire retardant, hand-woven textures and materials as pendants and wall coverings, lime plaster walls and floors, rammed earth walls, and clay tiles. An example of where the Green School is contributing to the regional economy and celebrating local craftsmanship is the reused Nespresso pod signage. Each of these letters containing approximately 10,000 pods, and we've also worked the coffee grounds into the compost station to be used in the edible gardens. Each of the classrooms have also been fitted with a unique reclaimed timber door, which we salvaged from nearby demolished buildings. Here we are looking at the recently completed building, the middle school, and here we had the opportunity to apply all of the knowledge that we gained throughout the previous phases. The Green School and this middle school really becoming a testament of not just how us as the professional team grew, but also how Green School is busy evolving. The classrooms with its natural materials and large punched openings become an extension of the landscape. To further enhance this, we've dropped the sill heights, and it was quite interesting to see on the first day when the school opened, the children, instead of walking through the doors, they jumped through the windows.
The health and happiness petal is about creating spaces that promote physical and mental well-being. We've achieved this through the inclusion of natural light, fresh air, the biophilic design principles, and passive design strategies. The strategic placement of the buildings, the meandering pathways, overgrown sapling tunnels, and the fact that there's no way signage encourages you to explore the campus, instilling a sense of wonder. Edible gardens are harvested to produce lunches daily for everyone at the school, but they also act as outdoor classrooms for place-based learning. Walking into the Green School, South Africa, is a sensory experience that transcends just beyond just the architecture. It's an invitation to be part of a living ecosystem. It's not just a space for education. It's a living lab that invites us to rethink our collective future.